Hi, my name is Nura and I focused on 10.4, 10.5 and 10.6 of Chapter 10 Visual Arts. So let's begin with the foundations of visual arts literacy, which includes concepts, knowledge and skills. Now, elements of visual arts, also known as design elements, is one of the very main concepts of visual arts. Now, elements of visual arts refers to the character of the marks that are made within an art piece. This includes line, shape, color, texture, and value. Now, a short description of each of them. So lines have length with direction, and they can imply movement, contours, perspectives, and moods. Shapes can be organic or geometric. They can be described according to their form, mass, and volume if it's 3D shapes. Color is primary, secondary, or tertiary, and color is normally used to create mood and perspective. Texture refers to the surface quality, and value includes the tone, shades, and tints of color within an art piece. Now, another concept is the principles of visual arts, which is also known as design principles. Principles of visual arts establishes the effect in which elements are organized within a piece of artwork. Design principles include balance, rhythm and repetition, proportion and scale, contrast, and emphasis. So going back to the elements of visual arts, now these actually work as building blocks that, get added up together within a piece of artwork to create balance, contrast, emphasis within the artwork. So if we look at this example, this wasn't from the textbook, but I just thought that it's very helpful for us to grasp that concept of design principle and design elements. So we can see that there's elements of shape and color that have been used to create a story within this artwork. We can see that the element of lines have been used to show flow and movement, and color to show distance. And so distance is perspective, and that is a principle. So that's just a short explanation I thought would be helpful for me to do and for us to practice. Let's move on to visual arts practice, making art. Entering the world of art aesthetics through questioning. What is art about? What is its role, and why do artists make artworks? So these are some questions that you can ask yourself or your students when it comes to teaching art. Now, when it comes to making art, it's good to teach children that there are normally motives for art making, and it helps children communicate about the world. Motivations include representations, formalism, expressionism, social commentary, and narrative. Representation. Some artists represent visual world as they see it, which is literal art, and that could be one of the motives for children making art. So they need to know this. They need to have an idea of why they're making art. And this normally begins with observations, as children observing helps develop their visual awareness. Now, this can be practiced within your own classroom, and a way of that is just by having quiet drawing sessions through observations. So that's something that I read within the textbook that could be really helpful in the classroom. So instead of silent reading, you can do silent drawing. That helps with the visual. And then there's also visual arts appreciation, which is responding. So as part of visual education, you have knowing the concept, you have creating, but you also have responding. As well as creating, reflective practice is essential when it comes to visual arts education. So reflecting on their own efforts and exploring other artists' works allow children to gain a deeper understanding of the art, but also the world. In the classroom, teachers could set up mini galleries on the pin-up boards. So that's one way that you can create discussion within your classroom creating up pin-up galleries, pin-up board galleries, and mini gallery walls within your classroom. So that could be one way that you can practice responding to art, as it stimulates thinking and gives children an opportunity to experience and explore different arrays of arts. It is also important for teachers to teach children about the motives and context of the art, as discussed before. So motives, you have to teach children like why they're doing art. It gives meaning to the creating and understanding. This is because it broadens children's experience of the world and about visual arts. And visual arts have taught us that we can learn about the social and cultural history of the world. And examples from the textbook include paintings by, I don't know how to pronounce this actually, Jacques Louis, David of Napoleon Bonaparte, Crossing the Alps, which you can see over here. So, as in relation to responding, we can see how art has helped us grasp a better understanding of the world. So here, this painting here, I don't know if it's propaganda, but it worked to expose the beginning of the French Revolution. And through art, there's also religious and spiritual beliefs that can be seen. So here we have Islamic art, which uses symbolic use of sacred geometry. You normally see this on the walls and roofs of mosques. And another example is Giotto frescoes, biblical stories. So as part of getting an understanding of the concepts, knowledge, and skills of art, children need to go through the actual concepts. They also need to be able to create, but also learn how to respond and reflect on their artworks. And that's all from me. Thank you.